podcast is being recorded Tuesday, October 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern, and Western it's 3, and in the middle it's 4:28 and 6:47 somewhere, and 3:86 and a half elsewhere. Boy, the time zone thing surely confuses me.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Fucking trains. Stupid trains.
Stupid trains. Yeah, what color was the caboose? That's all I'm going to say. How goes your battle, buddy?
Yeah,
good, man. Living the dream, man.
Good.
Living the dream. Living the dream. I'm not sure whose dream it is, but it's...
It's probably mine.
Oh, well. Oh, I got big trouble now.
Oh, no, that's just living in my dreams.
Right? Oh, living in your dream. I got you. Right on.
Big difference.
Nice. Well, good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, for sure. Been working on our little video setups and stuff like that a little bit while we were off, just playing around with the system, trying to make everything work. Hopefully it looks a little better and sounds a little better now.
Kind of looks the same.
Looks the same so far. We got our little library scene as well, but a little bit off. But yeah, we're making progress. We're making progress.
That's the closest I've been to a library in like 10 years.
Oh, shush! Don't tell anybody that. We're studious people. That's why we do this show. We're professionals.
Everything's on the internet now.
That's true. And we are behind microphones, so anything we say is the gospel.
That's right. And it's on the internet, so it's true.
It has to be true. Absolutely.
I believe we're on Facebook, so Facebook's like...
I do believe we are
the platform
on
of truth.
That's what it's called. Is it the platform of
truth?
The
platform of truth.
Oh, look over here. True Modern Democracy is live now.
Cool.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So this episode, we figured we'd... talk a little bit more on voting. I'm not sure that was really completely finished, and man, I found some pretty nifty shit out.
What did you find out?
Well, and it's all your fault, you mentioned to me that in Australia you can be fined if you don't vote.
As you should be.
So I did a little bit
To a certain extent.
Again, no votes have to count.
Right.
So in their system, one thing that's cool, you don't have to vote, but you have to provide a valid and sufficient reason for failing to vote. The list of what constitutes a valid reason is pretty big, and I've seen court cases and stuff that people trying to prove that this is a valid reason. So it really comes and goes. There's, sickness and stuff like that. Well, you can still mail in. Like, they really got themselves covered. Now, if you don't vote, it's $20. So it's not the end of the world. I think if you're a repeat offender, it can go up to like $50 or $55, and that's Australian. So I don't even know. That's got to be like 42 cents. So
I think they're pretty close to the same as we are.
But I'm comparing it to us via the U.S. So yeah, 42 cents, right?
Sounds complicated.
Yeah, it's Barry math. It's Barry math. Yeah. Just nod and agree that okay, that works.
It works.
There's lots of them. Just looking at my other screen here, and there was a ton of court cases and stuff like that, and time again that what is a good reason or not. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's sort of kind of as long as you put forth, look, I'm not voting because I've got a half decent reason because y'all suck.
That's
might fly.
I think that's the only reason. I think that should be the only reason why you don't vote, is because you think everybody's not worthy.
It makes perfect sense, It makes perfect sense. Like, you look at this last election here in the lovely, beautiful country of Canada. Voter turnout was at least, they say, I love the way you read articles, at least 59%. Right? So, that's not, I wouldn't really call that amazing. So
I think it was less than that, though.
yeah, it probably was, but that's,
Yeah.
whatever, because they count mail-in votes that never get counted and all that stuff, right? It was a pretty close race. People always say each vote counts. Yeah, as long as you get more people to go out and vote, it would count. But as it is, one vote doesn't make much of a difference. He got 5,556,278 votes. And the loser, I will call him, there's many losers because the Canadian multi-party system, but the
There's
main
millions
loser,
of us losers.
yeah, was Aaron O'Toole, who got 5,747,401 votes. So again, won the popular vote, got more votes than Trudeau got,
All right.
but only got 121 seats in the House, 119, compared to Trudeau got 159.
And that's where I don't like our system. It should be the popular vote.
It should be the popular vote, yeah. But people that live outside of major cities don't count as much, right?
Or in Western Canada.
Or in Western
Don't count as
Canada.
much. Where our elections are decided by Ontario and Quebec mostly.
Ontario, Montreal, Ottawa. Yeah. Those are what I think Vancouver comes in a close fourth, maybe even third.
But then they had the Chinese that were meddling in the election in Vancouver, right?
Everybody's always meddled in every. How do the Chinese not meddle in the election in Vancouver? They're all Chinese, pretty much, right?
Well, I mean,
Vancouver, isn't that the?
Yeah, there's a large percentage of them, and what the Chinese government was doing was running attack ads in their Chinese-only newspapers paid for by the Chinese government.
Oh, nice.
And trying to sway the Chinese population of Vancouver to vote Liberal.
Oh, maybe it worked. Or clearly it worked.
Maybe it did. I don't know. It obviously did, but Vancouver's always been somewhat of a liberal riding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go for lots of liberal rides when I'm in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. Is that like naked bike rides? Liberal rides?
Something like that, yeah. It was a liberal ride, it was.
That's right.
I say that while I'm drinking the spot of tea from the skulls of my enemies.
That's right.
Red rose. So lovely. Isn't that one of those things that they don't have in the States?
What's
Isn't
that?
like horsepower? Red rose.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's just
Is
like
that-
England and Canada.
Yeah.
I think it's like horsepower, HP. HP
Oh,
steak
horsepower
sauce.
sauce. Yeah.
Horsepower. They don't have that in the
Yeah, you don't-
States.
No,
when I
very
was
hard to find.
When I was driving trucking, I'd always bring my own bottle of HP. I only really like HP does not go on steak. HP goes on breakfast potatoes with ketchup.
Yes.
That's what HP's for. So I would travel in the States when I was trucking, and I'd bring my own bottle of HP. Go into the truck stop, and everybody would be like, "Hey, I'll get some of that HP." And I'm like, "No, you won't."
No. Yeah,
Prove
stuff.
you're Canadian.
And I haven't had that in my fridge in years either.
You know?
I don't know why.
Oh, there's probably none in my fridge right now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that good old Kraft barbecue sauce.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Oh yeah. Anyways, this is a show about politics and voting and stuff.
Politics and barbecue sauce, apparently.
Can you tell we're hungry?
Yeah, both of us are a little hungry. I'm getting off the tail edge of a cold. So
We both are.
stay back from the screen at least 6 feet so you don't catch the Rona. Just in case. I've been vaccinated, and that's a personal choice, and blah blah blah.
Yeah. We're not here to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, we can, but
We can, but
yeah, some people.
I think that horse has been beaten enough.
Yeah, to death, to death.
Yeah, and then back alive again, and then death again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to. Never mind me.
What are you texting there?
Texting.
You
Texting
Are
their
you
friend in Ontario. No, come on. 7 o'clock at night. Texting a friend that said, "Remind me when you guys go on." I said, "Okay, I'll remind you." So
We're there.
So again, if you're listening on TuneIn or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or iHeartRadio or any of the places where you can hear the show. We do the show live on video, so if you want to yell at us and tell us how stupid we really are, by all means, you can do it on the chat. You send a message on Facebook or I believe YouTube as well. The little messages pop right up here on my screen, and I can actually share the messages with the viewers. But like I said, then we strip the audio out or just put the audio up, so you don't have to sit and look at our ugly mugs. Well,
and I don't blame you for not wanting to.
No, I wouldn't want to either. You can hang a screen, like a black cloth, up in front of your computer screen, or just sit and surf Facebook while you listen to us yabber on aimlessly about stuff that has nothing to do with politics.
That's right, like barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce, yes. Like crazy devil magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of those things that never came to be.
Yet.
Maybe that
There's
could be our
always
first,
a time.
First sponsor.
Hey, there you go. Absolutely. So, and I should have muted my phone, but that's okay. So back to voting. So Australia. So you kind of have to vote now. So I was digging around looking at Australia, and I'm thinking that's kind of interesting. I understand the concept of it. I like the concept of it. More screen changes. Whoosh.
Whoa.
Hey, Josh. Ooh, I got myself a neon sign made up for True Modern Democracy.
It looks like you're in a comedy club.
The old way and the new way.
Nice.
Yes.
Which way's the right way, though?
The left way.
So that's the left looking at the screen?
Or the
or
right.
Your left?
My left.
Oh.
I'm confused. Left. Elvis left the building. Yes, this is the left. It doesn't, but it's to the left, but it's leaning right. So figure out.
Yeah. So somewhere in the center, the pole is the right way.
Somewhere in the center of the pole. That makes absolute perfect sense. Yeah. I don't know how confusing it'll be for people when we keep going back and forth between cameras, but it is kind of fun. I feel like Mr. High Tech. I can do it and not even pay attention to what I'm doing. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Oh, there I am again.
There you go. So one thing that I found that they have in Australia now, I am aiming high and hard to try and get somebody from this political party, which, again, we don't really talk politics, but we do talk politics. But this is an actual political party in Australia, and I want to get their leader or an officer, media, somebody on. I need to find out more. Because I'm a little disappointed. Josh, you got to ask me, why are you a little disappointed?
Why are you a little disappointed?
Let me tell you why I'm a little disappointed. That was a really nice segue and little fading. Ooh, that was cool. Why I'm a little disappointed, but yet so awesomely excited, is the party's name could be found in the back of a DeLorean, one particular DeLorean, actually one of 5 DeLoreans, to be quite honest with you. But the party's name is Flux, as in the flux capacitor. Now, Flux has an app. The app is called Digipol. Really cool thing about the app that it's actually an open source app. Do you know what I mean by open source?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to try and hope you said no so I can sort of kind of explain.
So no, that was kind of like a yes, because I thought we were moving on. So do explain for the guy that doesn't know what open source means.
I don't know. But it's an open source. Open source basically means that anybody can access, anybody can make changes, do what you want to it. Linux is big popularity, like you hear Ubuntu and all these other versions of Linux. Linux is open source, which means that people can take it, they can use it, they can do what they want with it, they can change it how they want. If you want to change Ubuntu's version of Linux, you make a change and then you submit it to them and say, hey, I changed this, I think this is better. And then they can look and say, oh, yes, it's better. No, it's not better. Yes, we're going to use it. So Digipol does the same thing through Flux, where you could make changes and submit them. They have a big Discord that has a ton of chats and stuff, people talking about it. But now, Josh, why don't you ask me what this is all about?
What is this all about? I'm just on their website right now, and there's about 9,000 members of them in Australia so far.
Yes,
So they do have quite the following.
they do, and it's absolutely amazing. So,
So what do they do exactly?
well, okay. So Digipol is a way, or Flux, the party. There's an app. All the bills and everything are all listed on the app, and you can vote for anything. So you can you can assign your vote to somebody, like
Like a proxy vote?
like a proxy vote, or the politician that is the Flux representative for that area or whatnot. But you can vote on absolutely everything. It runs sort of, I believe, again, we'll get somebody on to talk about this, but it runs on the blockchain system, sort of like the same thing that cryptocurrencies and whatnot are done with.
Right, and I have no idea about any of that stuff either.
Yeah, I mean, it's big.
I'm good at watching my money disappear out with it, but I don't know how it works. They just take it and it's gone.
But they work on that, so it's just really very, very, very secure. And every time you vote on something, you're given like a hashtag, which is a bunch of letters and numbers and stuff. You can use that to verify that your vote went through as you intended it to go through. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's basically what true modern democracy is all about.
Right, and giving power back to the people, more or less.
Exactly. It's absolutely
having our
stellar.
voices heard.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was absolutely floored with it. I was super excited by it. Made me start thinking, like we talked really briefly about starting our own party.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and it doesn't take much to actually start your own party.
No,
to get on the ballot, it costs a little bit of money, but
yeah, it might cost a little bit. I don't think it's that difficult.
$20,000 to get yourself on the ballot, from what I understand.
Well,
the last I checked.
It could be. I've been doing a little bit of research on it. I haven't found that. I mean, especially considering that you are limited on how much money you can actually collect from people.
It is true.
But, I mean, we've got somebody around here that's just basically done that own thing, right? So, I'm scrolling. So, yeah, Maxime Bernier.
Bernier.
How you say without the H?
Bernie.
Max Bernie. Perfect. Well, that's basically what he's done. I mean, he was, he's had irreconcilable ideological differences. So with a big name like that comes big words.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, I mean, in Canada, you need a leader. You need 3 officers. You need a certified auditor, like an accountant, basically, CPA sort of thing. Yep. Boom.
Which there's lots of those people laying around.
Yep, 250 signatures, verified signatures. That's all that you need to actually make your own political party, which is not that much, And
it wouldn't be that hard to do, and you get most of those signatures online, right?
Yep.
I mean, hopefully enough, like at least 250 people will end up listening to us talk about this sort of thing.
Hopefully, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, maybe that would be the time to start the party.
There you go. I'm always ready to start a party.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. I was just Googling. I can't find any information on what costs are to get on the ballot. But the last time I checked was when Maxime Bernier was trying to get himself on the election ballot. It was, I think it's a minimum of $20,000 or something that you have to pay to Elections Canada, and then you're somehow put on the ballot on that piece of paper. $20,000 gets your name there.
Huh? So you have to pay the government a little bit of money to get something from them.
That was my understanding, but I'm not finding much information on it online here. I'll look into it a little bit more, but I remember Maxime talking about something along those lines.
Interesting.
But I mean, people pay these political parties to be a part of, which I don't agree with either. I was knocking my dad today for giving the conservative government money. I was like, why are you giving them money? Like, that's how you support them. That's how you get a say in the party on who's the leader of the party and all that stuff. I was like, well, you shouldn't be giving them money. They don't need the money. They make enough money themselves in Parliament.
Yeah, well, that's and you bring up a point there. So I'm really interested to talk to these people in flux. So is it if they run and somebody in flux wins in their constituency, the riding, whatever you want to call it? Is it like business as usual as far as politicians go? Do you just fall in line, except your decisions are based on the votes that you receive on the system? Where does it change? Like even true modern democracy, this whole crazy idea and system, in order to actually have this work, you would either have to load up on guns and run into the parliament and say we're changing.
Which we don't advocate doing, by the way, just a disclaimer. We don't advocate doing that.
Not at all. Never. No.
But if it happens.
If it did happen, no. I mean, but how else would you get it to be? I mean, it's
true.
Changing a country's government is what
yeah.
America does all the time, right?
You got it.
Let's go in with tanks, guns, and bombs and blow everybody up, and then this is the way we're going to do things. We're going to do it the free way. Yeah, that's right.
Free's good. That's like one of my favorite words is free.
I like free. Absolutely.
Yes. And pizza. Two of those words, free and pizza.
Free pizza.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Oh, we need pizza.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the food.
Back to the food. Yeah. Oh, shakshuka. I tell you, I wanted to try and make shakshuka.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
poached eggs in a tomato sauce, and it was on like one of those Beat Bobby or somebody, one of those shows, and it was such an interesting looking breakfast. I never thought about poaching eggs in tomato sauce.
Next week on True Modern Democracy, Barry makes shakshuka.
That's awesome. What a great idea. That's why I let you hang around, Josh.
Yeah.
So the only other way to get a system like this to work would be to have somebody run, have somebody get elected, and have the system prove itself while working on some very minor, very small level, and grow it from there. So what the Flux guys are doing is absolutely right and amazing. I want to hear from them. What happens while they're currently in there, like salaries and all of these things. Are they going to be taking adjustments or making adjustments as they go in? I don't know if a politician can get elected and say, okay, I don't want the $100,000 you're going to pay me, just give me 20. I don't know how that works.
Trump did that. Trump took his dollar and donated the rest every paycheck, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But I'd imagine he still had to take that into his name and then get rid of it and liquidate it afterwards.
Well, he needed the write-off, right?
Well, I mean, write-off from what? So he can pay negative tax?
Yeah, exactly.
The American people actually paid him?
Yeah, American way. America.
That's right. Fuck yeah.
So, I mean, I've got so many questions for them that I'd really like to answer. What's the accountability? What's the repercussions? The thing that it took me 50 years to learn about repercussions of the things that you do. So if I'm running for Flux in Mashmo, I didn't know, that didn't even sound Australian. But,
no. Sorry, Australia.
I apologize. I love shrimp on the Barbie and everything.
They don't eat that.
They have to. Everybody likes shrimp on the Barbie. The shrimp on the Barbie's good. Come on.
Yeah, but it's not a national dish of Australia, and they laugh at you.
Okay, then what's the national dish of Australia?
Kangaroo, obviously.
Kangaroo. That dish of, would you like your kangaroo? I'm going to stick with shrimp on the Barbie. Those kangaroos are cute little things.
I'm going to go with they eat pretty much everything we eat here in North America. Pizza, and I think it's Maccas or Maccas.
Maccas? I don't even know what that is.
Maccas.
Ooh.
McDonald's.
Vegemite.
Oh, that's pretty good stuff.
I've never had it. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
It's smushed
It
up
doesn't
incense.
sound right. Yeah, it's oh, sure thing, man.
I don't know.
Anyways, back on food.
Anyway,
Like, what the hell?
back on. Yeah, we're both hungry today. So what are the repercussions of their actions? So if I'm elected in whatever it was, and people use the system, and the vote comes out, yay, right, for whatever the thing is, but I'm just dead fast against yay, and I vote nay.
Yeah.
What happens? Am I fired?
Ah.
Roger Lawrence says, "Whoa, Mick Dundee, way to shoehorn." Thank you, Roger. Thank you very much.
Who's Mick Dundee in this conversation?
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Let me just hear you say, "That's not a knife."
I was just thinking that.
What else is Mick Dundee known for? That's not a knife, mate.
This is a knife.
There you go. Yeah, you win that one.
Thanks, buddy.
No worries, man. No worries. My pleasure. Here to
Yeah,
please.
that's a good question though. Like, do you get fired?
Well, but can the party fire somebody?
I don't think the party should be up to the party. It should be up to the person.
Like if the liberals all got pissed off, like you're fired. Like,
well, and they do that, and they do that. I mean, now it's forced to resign.
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
Because you get fired. Doesn't that take away your pension rights and any benefits thereon after from the government?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
If you leave in disgrace, I don't think you're entitled to any of your benefits.
Well, that would make sense.
But then no politician would ever get any benefits because they're all disgraceful.
Ouch.
Oh, I can't think of one politician that doesn't have some sort of disgrace.
Yeah.
Behind them.
See, I don't know. I'd have to wonder. That would be, I guess, part of the thing. I'm imagining maybe they have something figured out that there would be repercussions, or you just can't do it, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's because things come up that you can feel very strongly on.
But would you even need like a head of state at that point either, or just people to run the system?
Thank you.
Like a CEO, the CEO of the country. And CEOs can be fired all the time.
Thank you. That's why I said it could be done like jury duty. You could put a trained monkey in the room.
Well, I mean, in the jury duty thing, I don't think it should be opened up to everybody in the country where anybody's name can get picked out. I would say you would have to apply.
Well,
you have to put your name into the hat itself.
But you have no power. You have no authority. The only thing that you would be was what the prime minister, presidents truly are, is the PR person that's going to walk in front of the camera. It's going to say, well, hey, God bless this country. They voted today, and apparently we're doing this. That's it.
Yeah.
So it could be a trained monkey. And I would love it to be a trained monkey. And I know particularly that fellow Roger really wants a trained monkey too.
Oh, yes.
So somebody was offering us to train us a monkey, but we never got the trained monkey, so. Yeah, sad news. It was a sad day.
I'm trying to think of famous monkeys that would be good at running the country, but I can't think of any.
George. Curious George.
Oh, Curious George, yeah.
Curious George. He'd be very curious. He would be very curious on what the outcome of the votes on the online system would be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But he also got himself into a little bit of trouble here and there.
Yeah, true.
As any good politician should.
O'Toole currently looks like he's facing removal from the Conservative Party leadership. I have not seen this.
They're talking about it right now, and a lot of the Conservative Party still backing him. I think it's a lot of backbenchers right now that are talking about him stepping down.
And see, and that proves my ignorance on politics. I just don't care enough to know and, whatnot. Like, if they could just pull the pin and say, okay, you're done, get out.
Yeah, do it. But
I don't know.
yeah, then they don't do that anymore though either. It's going to be a long drawn out process. O'Toole's going to fight it, and then before you know it, probably in a year and a half, maybe before the next federal election, he'll probably either step down or they'll do a leadership race again, and he'll try to prove his worth once more. Mm-hmm. But he should have never been put in there in the first place. Can't remember what was the lady's name there. It was like the perfect time for the Conservative Party too to rebrand themselves. There was that she would have been the first black female as well to run the Conservative Party, and she was by far the most intelligent out of anybody in the leadership race, and they disregarded her.
How politically incorrect are we allowed to be on this show?
Why don't we send Zuckerberg a message there and see what he'll let us get away with?
Skipping comments then. We're skipping comments. Justin Bieber's monkey, Roger says. Justin Bieber's monkey. Look, Roger knows all the monkeys.
Who is this Roger guy?
Hey, he's a monkey.
What are all of these facial removal? I don't get to see any of these. Oh yeah, Bubbles, Michael Jackson's monkey. Which comments? I don't get to see all the comments.
Oh no, I'm just putting them up as they come, sort of thing. Yeah, I thought you'd have a window where the comments come up there on your end.
Oh, I just expanded it now. I'm still learning technology, so.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry. You and I both, brother. You and I both.
No, you know what to do. I can turn it on. That's about it.
Turn it on.
I'm good at pushing buttons.
Yeah. Me too. Look at how many times I'm pushing buttons today. This is fun going back and forth.
That's right, Dr. Leslyn Lewis there. She was
Dr.
my
Leslyn Lewis?
She was the one that was up against all the conservative leaders in the race there. The black female.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
And I mean, what better way to boost your image with the Conservative Party after Harper and everybody hating Harper and he was such a bad guy and all that stuff. To rebrand your political party by not only like putting in a black female, but putting in one of the most like intellectually sound people to run that party. But she was. Yeah, I don't know. She was my choice.
Ah. Nice.
But they went with O'Toole, another middle-aged, white-haired, male. Boo.
Yeah, no.
Yay, feminism.
See, the true modern democracy way would just be so much fun,
Yeah. It's just that every man for himself.
You could have Greta's evil stepsister, be the prime minister. It doesn't make a difference.
There's an eviler version of Greta?
I don't know. No, she's probably a sweetheart, actually.
Oh, she scares me.
Yes, no.
It's that scowl.
Yeah, that's quite the scowl.
Everything that I do is wrong.
Wow, back to living the dream.
Yeah.
That's weird, man. That's really weird.
What's weird?
Nothing. Let's leave it there.
Oh.
Roger says that, correct, she was sidelined by Canadian media to focus on Kamala Harris, USA.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh, yeah. It's because that was during the whole conservative leadership race is when who was going to be Biden's running mate, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, none of that is necessary. Like, this stupid system.
It's not my country, not my problem.
Not my country, not my problem.
Why is Canadian media focused on the leadership race down there as opposed to our leadership stuff up here?
No reason.
Yeah.
Because
Trudeau pays the CBC every year. So you don't bite the hand that feeds. They're a state-run broadcaster. And we all know how well state-run broadcasters work in Russia. Everything's great. Everything's great there.
Everything's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I always thought it was. I never heard nothing going on.
No, because everything in the news says everything's going good.
Huh. What do you know?
They're not doing every day. And they're not doing terrible, but
no.
At least they're doing their own thing.
I'd wonder. Yeah. Well, that's definite. That's the truth. That's the truth. What else did I have here on that Digipol? I mean, have a look, folks. All I can say is have a look at that Digipol. Their logo is There's like a pink and blue sort of thing. They have an old logo that looks like it was made in the late 80s, just for identifying it on the App Store and stuff. I don't know if you can download it. I found a few links for like digipol.app. That just doesn't work. It might be because I'm not in Australia. You know, they have a GitHub for your geeks out there. You can go onto the GitHub. You can.
What's a GitHub?
A GitHub is the repository for all sorts of open source software and stuff. So it's you can go to the GitHub and download the whole thing, all the different versions, and you know all the nifty little stuff to build it and break it and do all sorts of things. Or the Discord and check it out, because I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to learn a little bit more about it. Because it is, in essence, what this true modern democracy is all about.
And I like this accumulated political capital idea as well, where, you know, I'm just going to read it off the website here or whatever.
Go for it.
You can read. Because sometimes I might bumble it around, but because each of us is unique, we all value different aspects of public life differently. Flux recognizes this by allowing participants to trade away their votes on issues they don't value and save political capital for those they do. So I'm assuming that means if you don't vote on something, you can save that vote and vote twice on the next thing if you value that more than the last. So you cast your votes for issues that matter most to you and your community, as opposed to casting my vote for something halfway across the country that's not going to have any effect on me whatsoever.
Absolutely.
You know, like the Energy East pipeline and whatnot. Well, it's not part of, you know, it doesn't. I'm not going to see any benefit to that in British Columbia. Might see lower oil prices, but I highly doubt it.
Well, apparently sorry, that was really great, Josh, and I love that. We had a message come in from an Alphonse Kenville who is sending messages via Messenger just to let him know he can post and we can share his comments right up on the screen. And his comment was, GitHub sounds like a communist plot. Yes. We're foiled again. We are so foiled again, Alphonse.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Isn't everything a communist plot nowadays?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Close to it anyways. No, but that's
socialism.
Interesting. I don't know. I didn't read much about being able to cast multiple votes. That's the way I interpreted it. Well, it kind of came into, like I was talking about, a credit system, you know, that you're entitled to a certain amount of credits. You can buy more credits, not for income or anything like that, but just to try and maintain some control over it. If credits cost you a couple of dollars, you can sort of rest assured that unless China wants to diddle with it and spend millions of dollars to literally buy votes, which the system would be able to refute anyways, you know, then... And it is anonymous too, by the way. Everything's taking in, and it's made anonymous, you know, before it's tallied, which is kind of cool. But you still have the ability to go and verify your vote via the hashtag. So it is kind of cool that way. But yeah, no, I love the concept of it, and that multiple, cast aside. If you're not that interested in voting on this, don't vote on it. Vote on something else. And that's why I said I did see things on the app screenshots that I saw about being able to pass your ballot, you know, off to somebody else that you trust or something like that. Right? I don't know if that's necessarily to an elected official or if I can pass my vote. I don't really care on this, Josh. You take my vote. Which would make sense, like a proxy.
And think about how good that would be as well, because now you don't have these shady lobbyists creeping around every corner now, trying to, you know, like the tobacco conglomerates and the liquor, you know, you're not going to get you're not going to see the kickbacks going to the parties anymore because, you know, so you're not going to have all these toxic companies paying money so they can stay and continue to be toxic for society.
Thank you. Amen.
Everybody's going to have to be socially responsible, otherwise. See you later.
Yep. No, don't sell me on it, man.
No, and I mean, and then the whole debate is going to be, well, who's going to deem what's socially responsible? And like, but you guys are going to deem what's socially
You guys do.
responsible. It's not going to be up to us. It's up to everybody.
I'm dying to talk to these people again. Like, how long have they been doing this? This flux thing. I mean, there's so much more that I want to know. Like, this is something that I would have no problem voting for. But so you're not voting for their ideas, their ideology. You're voting for them to be able to cast your own vote on everything.
It's not even it's not an ideology. It's not.
It's
not,
it's an ideology in itself. But I mean,
it's not really. It's a system.
It is a system.
That's all it is. It's a issue-based direct democracy.
Yeah.
So, there's no ideology behind it. The ideology is behind the people that are voting.
Yeah. Setting up an app to farm these used votes. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
So,
it's okay, Alphonse. I don't believe you because you'll have to vote for me.
That's right.
Or Josh, my brother Josh.
Or Josh. I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a run the country kind of guy.
I want to find a does anything.
Like you said, a monkey.
Like a monkey, literally a monkey. Yo.
Well, find
we got to start
that was
the party, the True Modern Democracy Party. I think maybe the Logical Party, because this just is all complete logic, or the Common Sense Party or something. Yeah. But actually have a trained monkey put on the ballot.
Why not?
That would be amazing.
Or find that cat that's the mayor of one of those East Coast towns.
Yeah.
And they vote a cat in as the mayor.
Oh,
everybody likes cat. Yeah, I'd say about 60% of the population likes cats.
Okay, yeah, you were going with everybody, and I was going to fight you on that one.
No, because I don't like cats.
I was going to fight you on that one.
Yeah. But I like the monkey idea. They can point and do sign language and whatnot, and that's all we really need.
And they make noises and bite people's faces off. I mean, it's perfect.
Not all of them.
No,
they all make noises. Some of them just fling feces.
We can get one of those little tiny monkeys.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be trained well.
No,
just put a diaper on the thing.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be any different than the monkeys that we have sitting in Parliament or the United States House of Representatives or the Senate or anything like that.
I think they'd be a whole lot better. I'm saying that quietly because I don't want to ruin the internet or anything.
No. You're not ruining the internet.
Oh, it's a bunch of trained monkeys. They're not even trained. They're just monkeys. Yeah.
Don't train them to surf though. You don't want them surfing.
Why not? I can't see a downside of a surfing monkey.
Well, they might miss important holidays that they've made up.
Oh, that monkey.
Yeah, that monkey.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just going to create a holiday for truth and reconciliation for the Indigenous population of Canada and not show up to any ceremonies that I was invited to, but I'm going to go and rent out an $18 million house in Tofino to go surfing with my family. While the rest of us had to work. Well,
you're leaving out the most important part, as far as I'm concerned. He created a holiday only really for the people that caused the problem.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. Hey, you know what? You're right. We did this. We're sorry, Canada, all of Canada, including the First Peoples of Canada. Most importantly, we're really sorry. But y'all, don't worry. We're going to take off Friday. And y'all keep going to work. Oh, and the greatest one is let's let the kids not go to school.
Yeah.
How does that make even any sense whatsoever? But
no.
I digress.
Yeah. But because we have a system that does not work.
Thank you.
And they don't even care anymore. It's so blatantly obvious that they don't care about running the country anymore. It's only for themselves. It's not for anybody else but for themselves.
Yeah.
It's just a giant vanity project.
Pretty much, yeah.
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 And they might do one or two good things, but they don't try to do anything else.
But it could be a giant vanity project. I mean, that's why I said, put a trained monkey, put a beautiful girl, put whoever you want in as the prime minister. It doesn't matter who's there.
No.
Because they don't need an IQ. Like, they don't need to make a decision. That's
well, that's pretty evident nowadays. Anyways,
it falls aligned too with issue-based politics. I mean, I did a little bit of study on this issue-based politics, and it's sort of good. The biggest part of issue-based politics that I like is taking a group of people that know about a certain subject and getting them to make the decision. Where I don't want them to make the decision, I think it should be a report. Look, we've got a problem with this. Let's address this problem. How are we going to address it? Well, let's take some politicians that know absolutely nothing about it. No, let's not. Let's get some professionals that know. They generate a report. They publish the report. You can look at the report, and then you can make your decision. The only way that it's ever going to work to make any sense.
No, I mean, but we don't do issue-based politics. We do personality-based politics.
It is personality-based, absolutely.
That's 100% personality-based politics.
No, absolutely.
And it's because we have a bunch of narcissists running our political parties. They only care about their image and what they can do to maintain that image.
Yep.
You know, like,
ring the bell.
You have to do things that are unpopular with people. It is what it is. You're not going to be liked by everybody. Everything you do is not going to be liked by everybody.
No.
And that's the problem with having leaders in politics.
Yeah.
And that's where it's going to source. That's where the division's going to be.
So could there be a backfall? So I mean, you go back to running for class president in grade 5. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Free ice cream for everyone, right? Okay, so you're going to vote for me because you want your free ice cream. I know you'd vote for me then, Alphonse. Thank you.
I would definitely vote for you.
Yeah. Well, so what would happen when clearly, I don't think it's possible, but clearly the wrong decision is made? Like there, you still have to have some checks and balances, I suppose, and even with the TMD system, or the Digipol or whatever. So I'm looking at Flux, this Digipol thing. It takes over by storm in Australia, and everybody votes for the Flux candidates or whatever, and it 100% takes over. Then what? You still need people to identify. You still need some sort of check and balance. I hate using that term. There should be something better than that.
Well,
right?
then once the vote's done, everybody should get the option to hit the foul button. Have a foul button. Enough people hit the foul button, it goes back, and you have to redo the vote again.
Something like that, yeah. Roger,
something like that.
Roger Lawrence was saying he joined and became a member of a political party in Ontario. It was a fee contribution of $25 or $50. He can't remember. That allowed him to vote for the party MP in my riding. That's most.
And I don't agree with that whatsoever. I mean, you should just be able to sign up to be a member of your political party for free without having to pay them money. It's any political party. You gotta pay your membership fee, and that affords you the right to vote within their party. For their leaders, right? Yeah. I don't think that should be the case.
No,
they're already getting enough money from all these corporations and whatnot.
But it's a moot
why
point.
Why do you need to take your everyday man's money, everyday woman's money?
Yeah. Oh no, but it's a moot point with the true modern democracy system.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be doing that.
It wouldn't even matter. Pay all you want. That's fine. Thank you.
No, and we're gonna put targeted ads in our app too. Yeah. So that's where we're gonna make our money.
What was that at? Roger says he has a question.
Question.
I don't know. I see question mark. Question mark.
Oh.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Is that a question?
I don't know.
Or is that a statement?
You'd be welcome to come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to have Roger on the show.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, send him an email right this minute. I can't send him an email. I can't send him an email because he's not at work and he doesn't get his emails at work.
Does he do emails?
Not at work. Yeah, he does. He does email. But But he's like when he's at home, he's at home. When he's at work, he's at work. So,
Right.
one of those things. Yeah. Well, I sent him a text.
Gotcha.
So the question would be: was what country was it that had a public uprising and removed the bankers and politicians? Was that Singapore?
Iceland.
Iceland did that?
Yeah, they had that big corruption thing with the bankers and the politicians, and basically all the politicians got wiped out, and they had to rebuild again, wasn't it?
Oh, perfect.
I think something happened in Iceland.
Yeah, it could have been. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, there's been a lot of countries that have kind of done that. What was oh Jesus, what was it?
I don't think Jesus had his own country. I mean, maybe Israel.
He did.
Palestine. I don't know.
He has the world.
The world.
He's got the whole world
in his hands.
In his hands.
He's got the whole wide world.
Yeah. Anyways, in his hands. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's as far as I'm taking that. That's the other thing too. I'd like to get the religion out of politics as well. There's no place, nor shall the two meet. I know a lot of our system is based off of Christian beliefs and Jewish beliefs and whatnot, but
I mean, I'm okay with the "In God We Trust." Vague, non-denominational religious reference is okay. Right?
but though basing your
fine.
whole it's Donald. Like I hate to bring up Donald Trump and whatnot, but he was never a churchgoer beforehand. Everybody hated him for not being a churchgoer, and then all of a sudden he started becoming a churchgoer when he was trying to get elected. It's like we just leave that out. Just leave it out of the picture. Don't worry about what a person believes in. Don't.
Maybe
vote
he
for him
found the
because
baby Jesus.
He did not find the baby Jesus.
I didn't even know the baby Jesus was lost, but
the baby Jesus has been lost for a long time, Barry. People need a little bit of baby Jesus in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, me telling this to a Jew, right?
Yeah. Kiss Army.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyways, but yeah, that's up for a whole nother debate and whatnot. But
yeah. Well, it's interesting to see that somebody is out there doing it the way that we think it should be done, albeit in the wrong country.
It's not just Australia. Apparently, it's there's smaller.
There's
factions of it in different countries as well.
The Digipol is part of it. I like the concept of flux is gaining traction in Australia, I guess you could say. I have no idea how long it's been around, how many members they're up to now. I just don't know.
Well, they're up to just shy of 9,000 members. I think it's 9,950 something members.
That are using the app, or that are
members of the Flux Party in Australia. There's 2,500 volunteers that they have with them as well. And that's the other thing. They're not getting paid. They're volunteers.
Right.
So they're vested in it for non-monetary.
Well, I'm okay with somebody getting paid. I mean, if they're going to focus.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be the reason.
No, but it's a job. Like, I think it should be a job. You know what I mean?
But that shouldn't be the reason why you get into it either, is to get paid.
No, but there comes to a point where I do believe there are people in the world that can do something altruistically, that can get rid of the greed. You know what I mean? Like, I just believe that you can, and it is a job, and you do. I mean, it's just like this podcast is a job. We have to put time and effort into doing it, and equipment, and shiny things and stuff like that. So it does. So I would eventually like to do some advertising or something on the show, right?
Yeah, but only for wicked cool stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Roger doesn't want to join right now because he's not sure live from the toilet would be that great.
Well.
He says, I believe they were able to wipe out their debt within a couple of years. Well, I'll definitely I'll dig into that a little bit, and we'll see what the deal with that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of easy to wipe out debt that theoretically, technically doesn't exist in the first place.
Yeah, well, it's not really.
It's all just imaginary numbers on a computer.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're creating money out of thin air, so obviously it was never real to begin with.
Yeah.
Let's just wipe it out.
Yeah.
And just say no, China. We're not going to pay you back the millions and billions that we owe you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do about it?
Yep. Not a clue. Yeah.
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 So.
We'll dig into it a little more and figure a little more out. And something else to talk to. Maybe next show we can talk about a few of our policies that I'd like to see. Base pay for teachers to go down.
Ooh, yeah.
I think teachers should only get paid probably about 35, 40 grand a year to start.
Yeah, 40 sounds about right. And then what? Performance based.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
You're supposed to leave it, let it sink into people and let them go, what the hell? You only want to pay teachers? No, in our program, teachers could make a couple $100,000 a year. That's what they could make, but they're just going to make a base rate to begin with. And I've got examples and all sorts of stuff on that one.
I'm sure somebody uses it. Yeah.
Bank of Canada, CRA. I've got so many things that I'd like to change eventually. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah, right. CRA definitely needs a revamp.
The Bank of Canada. The Bank of Canada would be something I would change and would make it a bank.
A bank? Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
They are kind of a bank, but they only have like one client, right?
Yeah. Well, they should be. Yeah. It should not be what it is.
No.
I'm just curious here. 1 second.
What are you curious about?
Royal Bank, who every year raises their service charges and their interest rates and blah, blah, blah. Royal, one of the many Canadian banks. 2020, $11.4 billion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Who got all that money?
Yeah. It's insane. And that's less than they did in 2019, $1.5 billion less. So when I say the Bank of Canada should be a bank, I'm sorry, but these banks have to fall in line. They're raping this country absolutely to bits. The less money you have, the more money they take. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So if the Bank of Canada ran as a bank, we keep all these banks in line and then trickle down. Everything would start following suit, I'd also go after telecommunications. I mean, there's so many things to go after.
100%.
Yeah. I was saying how, the committee, the issue-based politics style where a committee is hired to form an opinion on something. Well, I think that the Canadian broadcasters, anyways, obviously just Canada, but have to allot a certain amount of time for these reports. Same things when it comes down to an election. Why each party isn't given the same amount of time, whether it's an ad-based or debate-based or anything. Well, but it shouldn't make sense. Why does that make a difference? Because they got more money, I should hear more about what they want to do?
And everybody should have a place on the debate as well if we are to stick with the system that we have going on right now for the foreseeable future. Not this, you didn't get enough percentage of the vote, so you can't participate in this at all. Like, how are you going to gain any traction?
So eventually, what would true modern democracy become? Would it become like a one-party system? I mean, what do I need parties for?
Well,
I don't even
system. No.
It'd be a two-party system. You either vote for stuff or you don't.
Yeah, and it's not really parties. It's...
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, this, you look in the future and how it would happen. Would a non-party system make sense to be something?
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I mean...
Conservatives always get their little bit of an edge. The Liberals get their bit of an edge. It's left and right. I know all the middle BS, but, that's what it is. So with the system like True Modern Democracy or Flux or any of this, would any of that matter?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at a loss for anything to say about that.
So that's something to think about. Questions like that y'all will have to think about.
Yeah. And, give feedback.
Feedback is good.
What we have to say might not necessarily
Roger says
on
one of the last notes that return to the gold standard.
If
you can't produce it, you can't create the cash. It does make absolute sense.
But then you're just gonna have what happened with Gaddafi there, right?
Muammar. Muammar.
Yeah, the whole country.
Here comes the music.
Oh no! Well, more on Muammar eventually.
Stay tuned for more on Muammar and his quirky band of buddies.
Yes.
Awesome.
Until Hillary Clinton comes in and gets you.
Oh, I'm cutting you off on that one.